Thank you for joining me today. My name is Mitchell Coombs, and I will be presenting to you my research proposal for the severe weather warning process and the influence of social media on public response during the April 12th, 2020 Southern Mississippi tornado outbreak. All that will be discussed in today's presentation can be read in depth with the attached written proposal. To begin, here is a brief agenda of what will be covered during this presentation. Mother Nature is difficult to predict, and communities are often in the path of her worst. Through the United States and across the globe, communities are becoming increasingly prone to the effects of extreme weather. One such event occurred on April 12, 2020 in the southeastern United States. I want you to focus your attention on one specific area this event impacted. That area is southern Mississippi, as indicated in yellow. The area of the severe weather event produced over a dozen tornadoes, with 3 significant long-track tornadoes, including the largest in Mississippi's history at 2¼ miles wide. This caused significant damage, numerous injuries, and resulted in 12 fatalities. NOAA and the National Weather Service worked together along with news agencies and other media outlets to assist in the dissemination of life-saving weather information to the public. In recent years, with advancements in technology and social media, the way in which we receive and transmit information is changing. One might suspect that with these advancements, citizens would be better informed and more motivated to act as significant weather threatens. However, this is not often the case. Communication is a key facet of everyday life, even more so when disaster threatens. Severe weather warning communications are effective if the target population is exposed to the information, pays attention to it, and understands it. If these 3 goals are not achieved, the message is considered ineffective. Severe weather warnings have traditionally been disseminated through radio or television, but with the high rate of cell phone ownership, that has begun to change as well. Case studies of past natural disasters around the globe have shown success in crisis communication using social media as a primary source of communication. Taken together, the results of the reviewed research show crisis communication techniques are critical to the success of warning the public to the potential life-threatening natural disasters. Social media has already shown a significant influence in crisis communication efforts and is showing promise in influencing the public to act upon the threat of natural disasters. For this research, I will investigate the following questions. Number 1, how was social media utilized and weather information communicated in the warning process during the Southern Mississippi event? How was the severe weather information communicated through social media platforms interpreted by the public in the area? Did the use of social media in the communication ecology and warning process increase public awareness and response? And despite the area being relatively accustomed to tornadic activity, did the time of year in which the event occurred, being Easter, affect the public's awareness to the threat? The methodology for this research will primarily be conducted through a combination of surveys and interviews. Participants for these surveys and interviews will be broken into 2 groups with differing methods of obtaining the requested data. Group 1 will be made up of a random general sample of residents of southern Mississippi and counties affected by the event. Questions asked will include their level of awareness to the threat of severe weather that day, typical sources in which they receive weather information on a daily basis, and what actions they took to protect themselves throughout the event. Group 2 will be intentionally selected emergency management officials, city, community, and county officials, individuals at the Jackson, Mississippi National Weather Service, and members of broadcasting organizations found in the area. The questions asked to this group will pertain to their office and organization protocols for severe weather events and their particular actions and challenges that arose during and immediately following the event, focusing on their communication with the community and use of social media. For Group 1, surveys will be distributed through mailed packets in 2 waves. For Group 1A, 500 mailers will be sent to randomly selected addresses within the counties impacted outside of the direct tornado damage paths. These are indicated by the red pins. For Group 1B, 250 mailers will be sent to addresses located directly within the damage path of these tornadoes. These are indicated by the black pins. For Group 2, surveys and interviews will be directly requested from area officials. Following the return of the survey data and the completion of interviews, all data will be coded and analyzed by myself and those supporting this research. If we deeply examine the role social media plays in the crisis communications and severe weather warning process during significant weather events, as well as the public's awareness and actions taken before and during an event, we may be able to learn what can be improved upon to protect life and property during future tornadic events. Using the tragic events of Easter Sunday 2020 in southern Mississippi, we have the opportunity to do just that. As we observe what took place that day, we can assist in guiding changes that can be made to save lives and protect property when disaster threatens. Thank you again for joining me today.